Peter Della Penna with USA Under-18 coach Mumtaz Yusuf after the team just defeated Canada Under-18 by 75 runs here on the final day of the 2012 ICC Americas Under-18 Match Play Camp. Congratulations on
Thank you.
another win today. Stephen Taylor, who you said yesterday you felt he'd been in good form throughout the week, but he just got a couple unlucky dismissals. Today he scores a century, 102 off 117 balls in the first innings out of the team's total of 218 for 7. What did you feel overall about the team's batting performance, but especially about Stephen and the way he batted today?
As I mentioned before, I was not. I was happy with his form, as I told you before, it was just that it was two bad luck dismissals which he had earlier, and I knew he was going to click sometime or other. But the overall performance of our batting, it just goes about to show. I mean, Canada and Bermuda, the team has been together for some time, and our guys just got in. And from day one, the main thing on a development point of view is that we improved, and I think we topped it off with a good win. And though there is a lot of things we need to work out, but still it was a gratifying win to show that the first 2 days we just got outplayed. It's just that the team had to gel first.
Do you think that was the key issue then, just not having chemistry built up in a short enough amount of time?
Chemistry is one, but I will not put it solely on chemistry. The 3 days, 2 days, like at the team meetings, we brought out the faults and we showed them the areas that they need to work on during the next game and the game after that, and they picked it up. But as I still say, there's a lot of work to be done, and we need to have the team together for a longer period of time if you want to really succeed.
I know over the course of the week you've mentioned several areas you feel that need to be strengthening. One, probably at the top of the list, is fielding, but also probably some of the batting in the middle order may need some strengthening, and also the pace bowling. In terms of the batting and the pace bowling, is there one of the two that you feel needs more emphasis heading into the next tournament that these guys will be together for?
Oh yes, we definitely the pace bowling. We can't have the wicketkeeper standing up from the first over to the 50th over. That gives a bad signal to the other team, the pace that we have. On the other hand, we have to do a lot of work on our fielding, especially their techniques. As I mentioned earlier, I think their catching techniques, and I think even though our fielding is pretty good today, the catches that we dropped, if you were following, you would have seen how their arms are locked, and that's the reason why those catches popped off. Those are not catches that should have been dropped.
We saw throughout this week, especially in the 2020 match yesterday, the practice match, and also some of the other matches, not the 50-over match yesterday against Bermuda, but the first match against Bermuda, the first match against Canada, and then today, in terms of if any one area on the field that was more troubling in terms of the catching, it seemed to be on the boundary. The catches that were being put down on the boundary, where you're talking about the arms are locked. When I think I know what you mean when you say the arms are locked, but for some people out there who might not understand what you mean when you say that their arms are getting locked and their hands are getting hard and it's causing the ball to kind of clang off and pop out. What exactly do you mean when you say that the arms are getting locked?
You see, if the ball goes up, your hands have to reach out to the ball. Once the ball hits your hand, you pull it in so that you break the suction, the force. But what they're doing is, like if you hit the ball off a brick wall, what does it do? It bounces off, right? Because there is it doesn't take the pressure off. So if you don't pull your arms in for the high catches or even flat catches, what happens is your hands are hard and it pops off their palms. You might take 4, you will drop 5. You might take 5, you might drop 4. But it's a basic technical deficiency which they have.
What do you think is the best way to correct this? Do you think there needs to be an overall culture change in terms of helping to train coaches at the regional and local level, or is it just getting a chance to work with these kids closer for a longer period of time at the national level? What do you think is the best way to correct?
I think we have whoever the coaches will have to work with the kids, maybe a score of 18 or 19 on a longer period of time. Meantime, I think like today at the exit meeting, I would tell each player what areas they should work when they go back. So it's up to them. But ultimately, you have to have a longer period with whoever the coach is, and with a group of about 18 players, if they're going to go on a tour or they're going for a tournament.
What are some of the key things you really want to build on from especially these past two wins? What are some of the things, the clear positives that you found from these last two wins that you would hope to build on heading into next year's Under-19 qualifier?
Fitness for one, fielding for one, and batting on turf wickets. I emphasize the thing of going through the swing. At practices, we had them going through the swing with a baseball bat. Most of them are playing check shots, which would work in Australia on hard tracks that come on, or it might work on the AstroTurfs that they are used to playing. The bat doesn't go through the full swing or the full arc. Thereby, on impact of the ball, the head goes up. That's why they play a lot that's why a lot of catches go up around the 30-yard circle and they get out. And another thing is they are not really putting their weight into their shot. That's another area. And the biggest thing is they have in international cricket, and at this stage of limited over cricket, they have to learn to shuffle. If they don't shuffle, they are going to be nowhere in line of the ball. And that's one area I see a lot of guys not doing it, shuffling to the off stump.
Do you feel, I never asked you about it at the time after the second match against Canada, but on that 30-over match in that game, the team had 101 dot balls out of 180 deliveries, and many of the dot balls were played when there was only 4 fielders in the circle, and they were hitting it either right to the fielders or they were just pushing it straight back to the bowler when there were plenty of gaps in the circle. Do you feel that the players have a good awareness of just knowing where to place the ball instead of just trying to hit the ball as hard as they can? Because it seems in the past that's also been something that U.S. junior teams have struggled with. Do you feel that at the local level the players are learning these kinds of things in terms of knowing where the fielders are and where you can find gaps?
Yes, that's another reason why you see they are not leaning into their shot. They are not using soft hand. Yeah, the bottom hand is held hard, which should not be. And the other reason is because when they are used to playing on matting and on AstroTurf, you see, it's because of the bounce they get away. But when they come on turf wickets where the ball keeps low and where they have to place the ball, they find it difficult to improvise with their stroke play. And that's an area you have to work. And that's an area, as I have said, that you need some sort of turf strip for practices. You cannot keep playing on AstroTurf before tournaments.
Gone through a week now with the U.S. team. How would you compare this experience to your prior experiences coaching Malaysia and coaching Sri Lanka?
Coaching Sri Lanka was easier because most of them from the age of 7 and 8, our school cricket is so high, and the guys know their basics. Malaysia was slightly better, not slightly better. Malaysia, too, the problem was like in the USA, but still I thought they were better because they have been playing a lot of cricket and maybe Indian origin and Asian ethnic background. My biggest challenge has been here, and the cricketers whom I have produced who have ultimately played in the Under-19 World Cup and gone on to represent SSCA. But those guys, I started from the age of around 8 years from scratch, and that is more gratifying, and you get as a coach, you get a bigger satisfaction polishing cricketers like that than working with cricketers who know.
All right, Mumtaz Yousaf, USA Under-18 coach, thanks a lot for your time.
Thanks, Peter.